Hey Tamers, and welcome to a sort of special video where we're going to be talking about the new starter decks that are going to be available alongside EX7. So we're getting two new starter decks for this set, and that'll be starter deck 18 and starter deck 19. It's going to be Guardian Vortex and Fable Waltz. These are two decks that we have been looking forward to for a very long time, and by we I mean me. These are based off of Digimon Liberator, so if you haven't actually read it yet, it is a webtoon that's available for free on the webtoon app, and honestly, y'all, it's a really good webtoon. I'm super excited about it. I've been excited since we've seen the designs, but ever since that they have announced the webtoon online available for free, it's been such a delight to read it, and it's been such a really long time since I've been excited by Digimon IP like I have been like this. So honestly, between this and EX7 Digimon Liberator, I'm very excited to see the future of this game. So like always, my suggestion though for any sort of starter deck is that you get 2 copies of each starter deck, because Bandai does tend to have this sort of thing where they just have really good SRs at 12, and lately they've been doing some really neat sort of goodies in here. So I do just kind of want to showcase the decks right now. So we're going to start with number 18, which is going to be Guardian Vortex based off of Pteromon, which is going to be the main protagonist's partner Digimon. This one's going to be a green Digimon deck, and you guys, I will say the saddest thing I am about this is that there's a card in here that would have gone great for one of my favorite decks. But unfortunately, because it's green and doesn't have a black text that lets it evo over certain things, I cannot use it. You'll see that shortly. Please pardon my trouble with opening these up. So that's what your deck's going to look like. And we're going to take this deck box and just toss it to the side for right now. So sort of really neat thing. The whole deck comes in here. What's nice too is on the back of these, you're going to see a playmat. They give you a playmat in this one? Oh my god. Wait, sorry, this is kind of new. So this one's actually going to have the Zephyr Shoemon. Dang, that's kind of neat. Maybe, oh, you know what? It's been a long time since I've opened the starter deck all the way. They do give you playmats. That is my bad. They absolutely give you playmats. It's just that, you know, I have so many Digimon playmats that the ones that they give you in your decks are kind of difficult for me to remember. So we're going to be looking at this is going to be the Guardian Vortex deck. So we're going to start with the Fluffymon, and this one is when attacking you can suspend one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less DP than this Digimon. It's actually a pretty decently good green egg. I know that some decks are going to be wanting to run that now. I know my Eosmon deck might be wanting to run it, so you are going to get 4 full copies of that. So a full playset. Okay, this is the card. This is not the card I'm talking about, but this is a Biomon that has Fortitude. Actually, no, this is the Biomon I'm talking about. Why? Because it evos for 1 over a red level 3. If it evoed for 0 over a Yokomon, we would be in so much business. But Fortitude, in case you haven't seen it yet, is a mechanic that if the Digimon has a source when it dies, you can bring it back without the sources. Really neat for all of the Leomon players out there. That is going to be at a 4 of copy. Oh, we have a new Falcomon. When attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay, not terrible. It's a 3-drop 2k. You know, it's not bad. Spoiler alert, guys, I see the starter decks once and then I don't look at them again until like they actually come out. So Falcomon also going to be here at a full 4 copies of. As you can see, it's a common, and we hit into our first rare of this deck. It's going to be the Pteromon. On play, you look at the top 3, you add a card with Avian or Bird, and then a card with Vortex Warriors or Liberator among them, and you return the rest to the bottom. Again, Avian or Bird would have been great in a Bird deck. I'm going to cry that this wasn't a red deck, but I understand. Liberator is going to be a new keyword as well, so there's Vortex Warriors. That's going to be one of the mechanics, one of the key mechanics in the Digimon Liberators set. So you're only going to get 2 of these because it is a rare. We have a new Muchomon. Look at this gorgeous art. All turns once per turn. When an effect suspends this Digimon, one of your Digimon with Avian or Bird, man, and any of its traits or with a Vortex Warrior trait gets plus 1k DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So it'll be a rollover effect essentially. This should be at a 4 of because it is not a shiny card. And then we have a new Kiwimon, which is a level 4. On play, on deletion, you suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It also has a trait in here that says it is treated as a vegetation type as well. So hey, all of you Blue Mode players, oh, actually, it's pretty neat. Blue Mode and Rose could Blue Mode and Rose could actually use this, so that's pretty cool. This one should also be at a 4 of copy in here, just again because it is a considered a common, right? Kokatorimon is a bird. Should have been in the bird deck. This is a 4-drop 4k evos for 2 level 4. It has blocker. And it has piercing, so that's kind of neat. A lot of blockers don't really have that inherit, so it's probably why it's evolving for a 2 cost versus a 1 cost level 4 evolution sometimes, because it does have an effect and it has an inherit. Kind of cool that it's a 4k blocker though, so that's pretty nice. So again, you should also have a full playset of these out of 4 of. Whoops, and something stuck, which means, yep, there we are. We're getting to another one of our special cards in here, which means we're only getting 2 of these. This is Galemon. This is going to be the 2nd level evolution for the Pteromon. It's a security effect Digimon. It's a 6k, it's a 6-drop 6k DP Evo for 2 over a 3, but it has a security effect, which is really neat. You may play 1 card with the Liberator trait and a play cost of 4 or less from your hand or trash without paying the memory cost. That's actually pretty unique to green. You don't really see that a lot of times in green decks where they let you play from the trash. It has the new keyword Vortex, so at the end of your turn this Digimon can attack an opponent's Digimon with this effect and it can attack the turn it was played, so it does give it pseudo rush as well. So Vortex and Overclock are going to be the 2 new mechanics that you're going to be seeing in this set as well. So it looks like it's pretty neat. It also doesn't say like without suspending like Arrestor Dramon Superior Mode does, so you do have to suspend it, right? So if it's already suspended, as far as I know, you cannot attack it if it's already been suspended. But the nice thing is on your turn, this Digimon gets plus 2k DP, so on your opponent's turn, it's a little bit more difficult to kill the level 5. A 2k DP boost is actually pretty significant, right? Most of the time that we've seen in like the Advanced Starter Structure deck for Double Typhoon, it's really only a 1k DP boost. So like I said, because this one's a little bit more special, you're only going to be seeing 2 of these ones, so you'll need both to make a playset. Then we have another Pteromon. I just always think of this as like a peacock, right? It's also a blocker, a 7k blocker. That's actually really nice. On deletion, you get to play a Digimon with the avian, bird, vegetation, or plant in its traits, and that's 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. Also might be a good upgrade to Bloomlord decks. Maybe not so much Rose. My Rose deck is very, very tribal in its sense, but could be good for Bloomlord, right? It's a good blocker first off, and then also lets you play a lot of your small bodies and searchers. So this one should be at a 4 of for this. And here we are, Grand Galemon, which is going to be another one of the shiny cards in this deck, which means we're going to get it as a 2 of, as an on-play and a 1 Digivolving effect. So you can suspend 1 Digimon. Notice that it doesn't say one of your Digimon, which means you can target one of your opponents. If this effect suspended your Digimon, okay, so there we go. Then you can play a Digimon card with avian or bird in any of its traits, and 3000 DP or less from your hand without paying the cost. So a lot of focus on like those specific requirements. The inherent on this one is going to be when this Digimon attacks your opponent's Digimon, this Digimon may unsuspend. So you can basically get 2 attacks with level 6 on this or level 7. Not terrible, honestly. Pteromon, god, this Pteromon is so pretty. I do appreciate that we've had 2 sets in a row now where we have a Pteromon, where before we didn't have any. This is going to be an on-play, suspend when your opponent's Digimon, then one of the Digimon can't unsuspend until the end of their turn. So this is going to be a stun effect, essentially, and it's got piercing as well. So green loves their piercing, so it's kind of nice to see that again here. You're going to get this as a 4 of in this. Ooh, something stuck. There we go. Shoemon. This is going to be the big evolution for the Pteromon. Look at this foiling, y'all. This is so nice. 11k, 11 drop, 3k. It's got Vortex, so that same effect that lets you attack the turn that was brought in. It's got a 1 Digimon effect to suspend 1 Digimon and then unsuspend 1 Digimon. That's pretty neat. All turns, once per turn. Let's see, what does it say here? When any Digimon unsuspend for the turn, this Digimon isn't affected by the effects of your opponent's Digimon and gets plus 3k. So this is specifically just for the turn. So at the end of your turn, that protection goes away. However, it can reset on your opponent's turn if a Digimon were to unsuspend. Notably, it has that little black text at the bottom that says it is also treated as the bird dragon type. So besides Magic Knight, oh, that makes me so happy. Magic Knight, Vortex Warrior, and Liberator are all in its traits, so it does also have that additional tag as well. So this is actually just going to be at a 2 of for the SR on this. And then we get to our other 6s here. It's going to be Eaglemon. It's got Fortitude. Again, if it has inherits, has Digivolution cards, and when it's deleted, you play without paying the memory cost. So then on play and when Digivolving, you return one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon to the hand. Notably, it is a 4 cost evolution. My personal rule of thumb is that a lot of the time, any really, really good green Digimon will always be a 4 cost evolution as long as hidden potential discovered is at a 4, is still allowed to be at a 1 of in any green deck. It's just too good of a card. just wins you games. This is going to be at a 4 of though because it is not one of the special cards. And then our starter deck, Shoto Kazama. This is our protagonist for Digimon Liberators. He's pretty neat. This is a memory tamer. It is a 4-cost memory tamer, and also on your turn, when one of your Digimon attacks your opponent's Digimon, you can suspend this tamer to change the attack target to another one of your opponent's Digimon or player. So that's kind of cool. Why would you do that? I don't know yet. We'll figure out. This one actually is at a 4 of, so you don't actually have to worry about this one just to get a second copy of this one. And then Nemoy Embrace. Okay, pretend I said that properly. It's a 5-cost option. Suspend one of your Digimon. If this effect suspended your Digimon, you return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck, and then you unsuspend one Digimon. So the second part, unsuspending one Digimon, you can do it regardless of if you target one of your opponent's Digimon on yours. The security, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon to the bottom of their deck. Ooh, love security bombs. This is a 4 of. I love that for us. And now we get to the bonus cards in this deck. So the really neat part is both Guardian Vortex, which is this deck, and Fable Waltz have multiple bonus cards in here. They'll each have a memory boost that will deal with their respective colors, so a green memory boost and yellow memory boost. But more importantly, we actually get trainings reprinted in this set, and the trainings have very unique art depending on which deck you get. So if you get the Fable Waltz deck, which is the green deck, if you get the Guardian Vortex deck, which is this green deck, your training boosts will feature mostly Pteromon, which is the starter Digimon on the face of this. So we're gonna get 2 green memory boosts, and we're gonna start with offense training. There's Shoto and Pteromon in the back with one of the little great dragons. Look at this texturing, guys. This is honestly so gorgeous, right? Look at that. That's so beautiful. So you get 1 offense training, a mental training. Look at them. They're just 2 EP babies. That's so pretty. I love this so much. You're gonna get a physical training with some Digimon writing gleaming across it. Look at that. We love this. We're gonna get an agility training with the Muchomon. I love the unique sort of foilings on these. These are so cool. Defense training with the Gotsumon. Got that shiny background on it. This is my favorite. I love the wisdom training. I think the wisdom training is actually my favorite on this one. Like, look at that. That is so neat. And then you've got the little rule book on here. And it actually also has a link so you can check out the QR code for Digimon Liberators. Again, strongly suggest grabbing that and taking a look at it. So that is going to be the Guardian Vortex. Again, that's going to be starter deck number 18. So those are the trainings. And again, the foiling on these are just so pretty. So we do have one more deck to go through, and this one is going to be starter deck number 19. This one is going to be Fable Waltz. It's going to feature Shoemon. This is actually the deck that I am looking forward to building the most because, one, it has one of my favorite level 6s to ever come out here, and also I just really like Arisa's sort of a vibe in the webcomic. She seems really fun so far, and she has one of my favorite lines that I've ever read and felt called out for. I also have the Digimon story, so... Alright, so same sort of concept here. We've got the decks, and then we've got the little, we've got their own sort of background on here. I think she has the coolest level 6, so look at that. There's the Shoemon, there's the Digimon. This is just, it's super neat. I would love to have this as an official cloth mat. So the Digimon deck is actually going to feature a little bit of multicolor as well. You saw red and you saw green, just a little bit of red right inside the Guardian Vortex. The Fable Waltz one will actually also have a little bit of multicolor. And those of you who might know me in real life know how much I love Chessmon stuff, so please be prepared for that. Got Pteromon. When attacking once per turn, if you have another Digimon, you draw 1. This is just generically good actually for most yellow decks. I don't think it's going to replace every single yellow egg that's out there right now, but there's a lot of yellow decks out there that would like to swarm. This is going to be one of them. So Pteromon is going to be at a 4 of. God, I'm so excited for this deck. First off, we're going to start with Junkmon. It's got Decoy for the puppet trait, which means when your opponent's effects would delete any of your other Digimon with the puppet trait, you can delete this Digimon to prevent that deletion. But again, it's by an effect, not by battle. It also has an inherent for barrier, so if it would be deleted in battle specifically, you can trash the top card of security to make sure it isn't deleted, and it is not once per turn. Barrier is not a once per turn effect. Junkmon's fine. I hate barrier. I hate trashing my own security. It actually gives me so much anxiety, guys. Look at this baby. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this deck. So this is Shoemon. Shoemon's just a baby in a shoe. and it has an on-play effect. You reveal the top 3, you add a card with a puppet trait, and then 1 card with Liberator, and then you bottom deck the rest. So on your turn, all of your opponent's security Digimon get -3 KTP. Great sort of like reduction in there, so you can worry less about swinging, still have to worry about security bombs. I love Shoemon. Shoemon's great. Look at that. There's only 2 of them there. Okay. Pawn Chessmons. Guys, I tried so hard to make a Chessmon deck work. It was difficult out there. So we do get new Chessmons. They are considered puppets. So old Chessmon stuff, some of them should also be considered puppets. But on play, you can trash a card with puppet in its trait to draw 2. This is a very puppet-heavy deck. Yes, for those of you who are looking it up right now, Monzaimon is a puppet. It has reboot like some of the old Chessmon stuff does have, so it is a really nice way to attack, and then you'll be able to unsuspend on your opponent's unsuspend phase so long as you're not stunned by any debilitating effects, right? So you're gonna have 4 of these. These are just really nice to have. Being able to pitch something and draw 2, love that. We love that type of mechanic. And then we get another Pawn Chessmon, so you're going to have 2 separate effects on these ones, right? One is going to be black and yellow, the other one is going to be yellow and black. So this Pawn Chessmon actually has blocker, and on deletion you can trash a card with puppet trait in its turn to draw 2. So this is an on deletion effect that can happen mostly on your opponent's turn, or other ways on your turn, and this one is just an on play effect. So one's on play, one's on deletion. The reason why it's probably on deletion is because it has a blocker effect, and those tend to happen on your opponent's turn, so you don't mind blocking getting deletion. Digimon. Alright, this is going to be a 4-drop 4K Evos for 2. It has an on-play on deletion. You give one of your opponent's Digimon security attack -1 until the end of your turn. Sorry, the end of their turn. So it sticks until the end of their turn. Nothing much to really say about that. On play is not super terrible for a 4-drop. Tobacatmon looks familiar, and somebody's going to remind me why it's familiar, right? Cool. Oh, actually, this is, I actually think, part of the Junkmon evolution line. Maybe. It's just got jamming. Honestly, a 2-cost evolution with jamming is always really good for 5k. Even without the jamming, it still hits a lot of things. It also has the barrier inherent, again, not a once per turn, but only does protect against battle. So that does count security battle, so you could choose to barrier against that. Something stuck. Oh, here we are. So Shoemon evolves into Shoemon. Gotta love Digimon naming convention sometimes. This is also a security effect Digimon, so just like the level 4, the Galemon, I want to say, look, I'll get there one day, guys. The Shoemon also has the security effect, so you can play a card with Liberator with a play cost of 4 or less from your hand, or trash without paying the cost, so you can play the Searchers again. And then it's got Overclock. So this is the new trait for this deck and for the puppets. So Overclock is, at the end of your turn, you can delete one of your token or other puppet trait Digimon. Then this Digimon can attack a player without suspending. Notably, it does not get around Rush, so it does not get around Summoning Sickness. So if you have Summoning Sickness, you cannot attack. However, it means you can delete those things that have on deletion effects that are also puppet. Again, puppet trait, right? So kind of cool. And then it has another, also on your turn, your opponent's security Digimon get -3k. This is only going to be at a 2 of. And hey, look at Pandamon, who's there with Monzaimon and Monzaimon, and this is also a puppet. Crazy, huh? It is a blocker and has an on deletion. You can play a level 3 Digimon card with a puppet trait from your hand without paying the cost. So you can play either Chessmon stuff, really. You can play some Shoemon stuff too. So yeah, it's you know, the gang rolling up together, the puppets. So that's going to be at a 4 of right there. I just grabbed 2 on accident right there. And then X-Tyrannomon, as you can tell, it is also a puppet because you see those little 2 eyes in there. It's something living inside a Tyrannomon skin. Terrifying. So it can evo actually on a couple interesting things. It can evo either a level 4 a Tyrannomon or Ramon in its name for 3, or it can Digicross for 2 with a Tyrannomon and a Ramon with a puppet trait Digimon. So that's pretty neat. It does have armor purge because it is also considered an armor Digimon for some reason, much like Monzaimon is, probably because it can shed the armor. Interestingly enough, the Pandamon does not, because as you can tell, I don't think it's being worn by a suit, even though it has a little patch on there. I don't know, guys. Digimon is weird. Oh, it's cute. It's so cute. It's in a claw machine. Wait, I just realized that. That's adorable. It doesn't have barrier as well, so hopefully you guys are comfortable with barrier stuff. Oh my god, it's in a claw machine. Look at the cute little Digimon plushies. Oh my god. Again, this is my first time seeing most of this deck. Ay. All right. here's the fun one, Pteromon. Pteromon is also a puppet Digimon and it also has Liberator. On play when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3 KDP for the turn, and then if there are 3 or more Digimon, it further gets 3000 DP minus. So you could really get minus 6 DP to one Digimon. This is so cool. This Ptero is so cool looking. So all turns, the inherit is really nice on this one. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you can delete one of your other tokens or other puppet trait Digimon so it doesn't leave. That's really neat, guys. We love that for us. It means that you can have small little tokens on the field or puppet Digimon to be able to keep it in play so long that it's going to be leaving the field other than by one of your effects. It doesn't say by one of your opponent's deletion effects, it's just by an effect. So that's kind of cool. Oh my gosh, guys, we're playing tokens in Digimon. My goodness, my Magic the Gathering card is so happy. And here she is. This is Sindrilamon. I love her so much. I was a huge fan of Persona 5 Royal when they added Yoshizawa, and I loved her persona. So spoiler alerts in case you didn't watch any of the trailers for that. They have very similar looking, I guess like Digimon persona stuff. Look at how pretty that is, guys. This is so gorgeous. It also has that overclock with puppet traits, which means at the end of your turn, you can delete a Digimon with a token or a puppet Digimon. Then you can attack this without suspending, which means you can still have the blocker in effect, which is honestly so super neat. It has one Digivolving. You can play 2 familiar tokens, and they are Digimon that are yellow with 3000 DP that have on deletion one of your opponent's Digimon get minus 3k DP for the turn. So it's really cool. Is you can play your tokens, delete them for the overclock trigger, and then go ahead and give something minus the KDP. Notably, Overclock is actually not a once per turn ability. You can't have 2 Overclock trigger at the same time, much like you can't have 2 Arrested Dramon Superior Modes trigger at the same time. However, if it's still your turn somehow after you, so let's say you pass the turn on 1, you overclock, you delete something like an ace or anything like that gives you overflow, Overclock can trigger again. Yeah, that's pretty fun, huh? Anyway, look, this card is just absolutely stinking gorgeous. I love it so much. It's honestly so nice. Like, I'm so happy. All right. And then Shinmonzaimon, which is notably a puppet. Yeah, big surprise to all of you people who were playing Shinmonzaimon when you tried really hard to make it work. I'm really proud of you for trying to make it work. So this one is going to have a Digivolve on top of a Monzaman or Numemon for a cost of 3. And it has Armor Purge as well. It also has an on-play when Digivolving. You can place a level 5 or lower card with Numemon in its name or the puppet trait from your trash at the bottom of this the bottom Digivolution card to recover 1. So, good way to keep yourself alive if you really need to. Notably, you can at least evo on top of a Monzaimon that has Numemon or something with Numemon in its name to make it a 3-cost evolution versus a 4-cost for a level on top of a regular level 5, which honestly a 4-cost evo for yellow actually pretty surprising. You don't see that very often. The Shinmonzaimon is going to have 4 copies in this deck, and then we're gonna get to the girl in this deck who I love her so much. She's so cool. So this is Arisa Kinosaki. She is a 4-drop memory tamer, so start of your turn, if you have less than 3 memory, you set it to 3. So your turn, when an effect plays any of your tokens or puppetry Digimon, by suspending this tamer, one of these Digimon gains rush for the turn. So guys, it is absolutely possible to hard play like a level 3 or level 4, and then use this to give it rush. They really gave this deck like the most, in all honesty. I genuinely think it's a little bit the better of the two, just because it feels like it has a little bit more synergy, and you can give it rush as well. Like, that's insane. So cool. Yeah, so Arisa should also come as a 4-of because Shoto also came as a 4-of in their deck. And then this is such a cool option card. I just love the art. The more I look at this art, the cooler it gets, right? 5-cost yellow option. So it's the Noble Family Arts main. If you want to, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6 KDP for the turn. If there are 3 or more, it further gets minus 6 KDP. So you could go Sindrilamon, play this, delete the board, and then just use Overclock to, like, attack, right? It's just a nice way to give yourself a lot of leeway in terms of going wide on the board. 5-cost options seem like a lot still, even though we have other options that are running around at 8, but if you put into perspective that aces are still sort of a huge mechanic in this game, then the 5 actually feels less punishing because it does get cheaper if you delete an ace with it somehow, right? So yeah, it's really cool. You will get 4 copies of this card. There's 1, 2, 3 and 4, and now we get to the bonus cards. Look at the Shoemon. This is the yellow memory boost that you can see on the cover of the deck box. This is so cute. I love Shoemon. Shoemon is great. Look at how happy they are, and I love them. I kind of loved as a partner Digimon. Oh, interesting. Okay, so actually I just realized the memory boosts actually aren't foil, which is wild. Okay. Interesting. So now we're going to get to our trainings. These are going to feature Shoemon, much like the other ones featured Pteromon. So we're going to start with the offense training. Look at them. They're just play fighting. Oh, God, I cannot get over, like this foiling everyone. This is so great. The mental training with so many people's favorite rookie. Yeah, I love that deck, guys, so much. Oh, but I do love the foiling on this. Like, look at those shattered ice looking foils. It looks cool there. Alright, then we're going to go to physical training with the Junkmon. And then we've got agility training. Look at them, they're just best buddies. I love that. And then defense training when they're fighting again. And then we've got wisdom training right here. I will say I actually like the wisdom training better on the other deck than I do in here. And then the same sort of thing, you've got keywords and like concepts in there. And then you've also got another QR code for Digimon Liberator. So that's going to be the 2 decks for this set. Again, that's going to be, ooh, if it focuses. That's fine. It's going to be the Guardian Vortex and the Fable Waltz. So again, guys, if you're able to find them, you should be able to find them in most of your LGSs. That'd be your local game store. My strong recommendation is for whatever deck you're deciding to play to get 2 copies of it, because as you can see, a lot of the cards in those decks are going to be just a 2 of. Obviously, you only get 1 of each one of these. So I would also suggest that you can maybe try trading around for the arts that you like. But this is gonna be starter deck 18 and 19. I think we're gonna be in for a really fun time for Digimon. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with buying these decks and just upgrading with stuff from EX7. So, hopefully you enjoy the decks, and honestly, let me know which one you think you're gonna get, because I got 2 copies of both because I can't help it, but Fable Waltz is looking to be the better one to me. So again, let me know what you think, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Bye!